Here we're going to talk how to convert your normal sprinkler, pop-up sprinkler, to the new Flex2Flow Popup sprinkler. The way to do that is you need to first of all find your old pop-up, put the new one over it, dig around it, break the roots of the grass. Once you've done that, take the lawn out and then dig down next to the pop-up, take the soil out, and then once you pass the feeder pipe assembly, so there's your feeder pipe feeding water to your pop-up, there's a T-piece, the riser going up, and once you're there, you unscrew the whole lot, making sure, try not to get dirt in there. Once you've unscrewed it, then you can have to measure the depth of your feeder pipe. The ideal depth is 15 centimeters or lower. So that would be from the top of your lawn to the feeder pipe assembly's top point, which would be that area there. So I've made some little pieces of wood here, made markings at 15 centimeters. I put it in there on top of that. See up, yeah, it's below the lawn level, so we're in the right spot there. So I want to then screw in one of these threaded feeder pipes. The ideal thing to use is a fully threaded feeder pipe, so not one that has just threading on the one side and a blank in the bottom. It gives you limited adjustability afterwards, where if you use this type, you can adjust it afterwards up and down as your soil levels rise or fall. So pop that in there, and once it's nice and tightly in there, you then need to find your lawn level, and I've marked the ideal level at which to cut this off is 9 centimeters. So pop something in there at 9 centimeters. The way I do it is I put an elastic over it, and that way I can slip the elastic off at the point I desire, and that then marks the mark where I want it. So I take it over there, take it to the lawn level. I think it's over there. I can't see from this angle. Doesn't really matter, but you get the idea. So I then slide it off and put it on there, and that sort of marks the spot where I want to be cutting it off. Put that aside and unscrew this again. Because you're unscrewing it, it's hard to keep the mark where you want to do that. You then just cut it there, and there we go. So I normally then use plumber's tape to seal that properly. So then turn that in there. Once it's nice and tight, you can then screw your Flex2Flow onto that. Unscrew this, that's your head and adjuster. Keep that safe. Screw that in there, and you can start seeing the advantage of your Flex2Flow here already. So you can adjust it now upwards or downwards once this is properly adjusted. So you turn it in to get to the right level below the lawn, and then rinse the piping in case some dirt got in there. Once you've done that, you can put this back in here, turn it on all the way in, and then you can adjust the angle by turning the green bit to whatever angle you want to have it. So that concludes that. Now we're going to move over a proper real life one and quickly do that in the lawn. Now we move over to the real McCoy. This is an old sprinkler, you can see in there. The roots have grown over, it doesn't want to come up anymore, and so it's pretty useless as it is there. So I'll take this, place it right over the top of it, and then take a spade and cut the lawn. Okay, now we're going to dig down till we find the feeder pipe assembly. There we go, we've struck the white pipe, so we've reached our mark. Just need to clean it up. You want to be digging a bit past the feeder pipe, because that way you limit the amount of dirt that gets into the pipe and hopefully stop any dirt from getting in. You should see the feeder pipe leading into the rising feeder, which leads into the pop-up sprinkler. And so now we've cleaned it all up, so there should be very little dirt falling in there, but we will still be flushing the system afterwards. And so let me unscrew the whole system, and let's see what type of piping they used. I actually used a fully threaded pipe, which is your best way to go. I'll just clean that up and reuse that. But so what I'm going to do is, I don't need to measure that. That's definitely further down than 15 centimeters. So what I'll do is put my threaded feeder in there and then measure off 9 centimeters from the top. So I take this piece of wood, that's my sort of level of the lawn. I then take my elastic and pop that on there, pop that on there. Take that down to 9, hold it there and slip it off at that mark there. So that keeps track of where my hole should be, or where I should cut it off. So there you can see the elastic marking the mark of 9 centimeters down. And so I just unscrew the whole lot, cut it off, and there we go. Let me get my Stanley knife. There we go. Off it is. I'll keep that piece. And just turn that back in there again. Actually, plumber's tape. Good. There we go. All tightened up. Now what I'll do is will pop this in here. Not that I want to. Just want to put some soil back in here again because that pipe is so deep. So I've got my feeder pipe and I'll put some soil back in there, trying not to get the dirt in there. All I need to do is pop that on there and screw it down. Here you can see I'm basically adjusting it to the height that I want it. And then you can also see the advantage of this. If somebody now drives over it with a car, all that's going to happen is it collapses. So no pressure goes onto the sprinkler itself, and no pressure goes onto the piping below it. So neither of them will be damaged. Putting that there, I'd say that's pretty much it. Maybe a bit more. That should be doing it. Now we're going to flush the system. Bound to be some dirt in there, and then we'll put the nozzle on. Okay. Good. So we're going to be flushing the system here. So let's. I think I've got the right program. Let's see. Yep. Rinse the nozzle quickly. Okay, I'm going to stop the system, then I'm going to put the adjuster on. So you just screw the thing. I've already put the head onto the adjuster. So there's your head, your adjuster. Putting the two together, screwing it all in. Screw it in fully, all the way it can. If you need to adjust the angle, once it's fully in, then you can turn it back to adjust the angle. Good. So that's that. Let's see what that does. Great. So we need to adjust this to a full arc. Oops. There we go. And there we have your Flex2Flow sprinkler installed. All you need to do now is relax, enjoy, and congratulations, never need to worry about your sprinklers again. And they should always work when you switch the water on. They should always go up, they should always go down without any hassle, unlike your other sprinkler systems. And they should stand up to a lot of abuse. Congratulations.